Well, I'm sorry, we're almost out of time, but I guess I've read through a couple of the questions and I'm going to direct it to Jamie to answer a couple questions. One is, I'm interested, but developing a carbon negative agriculture, Norm Scott asked about renewable energies and the potential for biofuels, but even more importantly, solar or wind generated on the farm to basically reduce zero out the fossil fuel emissions on farm activities. And then a somewhat, well, unrelated question that always comes up is who owns the data?
Yeah, I'll answer the data one first, Chuck. The way Deere approaches it is that the farmer has control over their data. So it's theirs to choose to do with what they want. They can certainly opt out of data collection should they choose to do so. A very small number of our customers actually do that. They recognize and accrue value to their operation by having the data collected. We also utilize an open data platform so they can export their data through, we've got roughly a couple hundred different API partners that allow them to move their data to tools and to systems of their choosing should they choose to do that. So that's how we approach it. The other question in and around alternative energy is an interesting one. There was a question in the chat about battery power, electric power. Currently the state of battery chemistries, lithium ion being the dominant one, is not sufficient for us to utilize in large scale, large agricultural machines from a volumetric power density perspective. But we do see significant opportunity in ethanol, biodiesel, fully renewable diesel as alternatives. Interestingly enough, those apply to the complete, a significant portion of the installed base of equipment, not just to new equipment that might be manufactured. So if you're interested in the biggest bang for your buck in the short term, those are interesting alternatives that we have a high degree of interest in. Producing power on farm, whether through biomass or through solar or wind, generally speaking, the solar and the wind, it is possible, and it depends upon the size and scale of the farm, whether or not it's tractable in any one of those operations.
Okay. Daryl, can I ask one more question? Thumbs up or something?
Yes, sir.
One quick question, Chuck.
Okay, to Neil, the question, I think in our pre-discussion, what's the risk of biotechnology, GMO on biodiversity?
Thanks, Chuck. Obviously, and I think Melissa did a nice job of showing the impact of farming systems globally on habitat and biodiversity loss. But we also know that increasing yield on farmland is essentially a way of mitigating the need to convert other natural ecosystems. And so the contribution of biotech and GMO, biotech through breeding, GMO broadly, has been incredibly positive, increasing yields and therefore minimizing the need for land conversion. Clearly, much more needs to be done on that front. The example I gave of multiple uses of individual land in a given season is an example of that.
Okay, thanks, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm not sure. We got a break now till, well, I lost my time here. I guess it's 12:35, Jim.
Yeah, Chuck, let me intervene just a second, just to say thank you to you and all the speakers who are on this first block. Very rich, very deep, very broad, and I really appreciate the input from all of you. We do have a break coming up now, and we'll be convening again at 12:35.